Absolutely. Thank you for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
Sure.
So, as your album title says, the the last quiet place, where is that at?
I guess it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Is the
I've never found it.
irony.
Yeah, no, no, no. So
It's the
before,
eternal search.
exactly. So before we get into your new album, how did you survive COVID as a musician? How did you get through it? And how relieving is it to have a new album out now?
I mean, I kind of was lucky because I had several albums in the pipeline, so I was able to do quite a bit of post-production work. Um, I had a record called Dreamt Twice, Twice Dreamt come out, which has orchestral works on it and stuff. So there was a lot of um, post-production work, which was hampered by COVID. So I had to basically be mixing on this with a software that is uncompressed, and it's called Audio Movers. So my producer was sitting in San Francisco. The the sound engineer was sitting in New Jersey, and I was in Brooklyn, but we had the same sound and the same headphones, and somehow managed to do it. It was a challenging time, but my husband is a drummer. Is Tom Rainey, who's a great drummer. So we played a lot together. We recorded a lot of duets, and we just kind of tried to keep active as much as we could.
Yeah. So what are you hoping the listener gets from this album?
From The Last Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that all my records, I tend to devise records that are like have a sort of a storyline or have a certain immersiveness, so that you can kind of immerse yourself for an hour and figure out what you get from it. I don't like to prescribe too much, to be honest.
Sure. So how did this journey into jazz begin for you?
Into jazz?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I think the really like first memories I have of it is that my uncle passed away when I was about 8 years old, left us a big box of jazz singles, which had like a sort of really a garden variety of interesting music in it. I remember particularly liking Sonny Rollins and Thelonious Monk, but I also remember that there were some of the Prestige Miles Davis records in there, Louis Armstrong, Big Spider Beck, Mahalia Jackson, like a lot of there was a big variety in there, and I kind of just listened to it without really knowing what it was, but loved it.
So what was the first live show you saw that really blew you away?
To be honest, I don't remember. Like I used to go to a lot of classical concerts because my parents sang in choirs, so those were the things that I sort of remember. Really vividly, the first time I heard a woman play jazz, which was Aki Takase, a pianist with who I recorded a few years ago. It was her and Maria João, the Portuguese singer. And I just remember that really strongly because I'd never seen women play jazz, I guess. I also remember seeing Steve Coleman as a teenager, which was really absolutely amazing. I had no idea what was going on, but I loved it.
So what do you like the best about being a professional musician? What is it that really fuels you? What do you look forward to the most?
I don't know if I have a particular thing that I look forward to the most, but I do love that I basically spend almost all my time with something that I'm like deeply passionate about, whether it's composing or playing or rehearsing. Plus, we have a very nice community of fellow musicians, and life.
So what if you could see a dream show in the history of jazz, get into a time machine, where would you go? Who would you see?
I would go and see John Coltrane as much as possible.
That's That is the top on the list.
I
So,
would like
so
to follow him around for a couple of years, maybe between 65 and, I don't know, 64 and 66 or something like that, 67.
for sure. So, what was the first stage that you got on where you were really kind of like, wow, this is happening. I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm performing live. When did that happen for you?
Uh, for me, this kind of crept up because I started, I kind of started making a living from playing as soon as I started playing, by basically playing in the subway at first and then working myself up through restaurants and etc. Um, at any point in time, I felt I got something out of it because I was learning. So even if the music that I was playing at the time is not something I would want to do now, I still felt at the time it was beneficial because I was learning my instrument and my craft. It never really, there was never really a kind of an aha moment where I felt like, oh, I guess I'm a professional musician now.
So, why do you love jazz?
Why do I love it? Oh, I don't know. There's just so many things. It's just I love the spirit of it. I love the fact that it has improvisation in it. I love the fact that it's communicative and rhythmically so interesting, and the interactiveness of it all. You never quite know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. So, everyone out there has a perception of you, family, friends, fans, but you're the one in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
There's no like, I wear several hats as well, to be honest. Like I feel like I'm constantly stretching out in different directions. The one thing that I do know that is true for myself is that I am out to learn as much as I can whenever, and I feel like that is my happy place when I feel like things are moving on. I'm not stagnating. I'm not on a plateau, but I'm kind of uh, immersing myself and studying as well as doing.
So, if anyone wants to pick up The Last Quiet Place, see you live, anything pertaining to your world, previous work, where can they go?
Well, the record is available on Pyroclastic's Bandcamp, which is linked to my Bandcamp. So you can either go to the Pyroclastic Records website, which I think is pyroclastic.com, or you can go to my um, uh, I will be playing at the Vision Fest with Joelle Leandre Septet, who's being honored as she's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm also playing a few Anthony Braxton pieces for comedian and musicians on June 15th, I think, at the Brick Theater. Actually, I might get those dates wrong. My dates are the dates are all on my website, which is ingridlaubrock.com. Then I will be in Europe a lot in the fall and travel a little bit through the US as well.
Excellent. Ingrid, this has been great. Thank you for opening up about the project, your life and music. I really appreciate it. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And before you go, I'd love to keep you in front of my audience. Would you mind doing a quick plug, just introducing yourself, your instrument, where you're coming out of, and you're listening to my music on Neon Jazz with Joe Domino, something like that? Hold on a sec, real quick. Give me 1 second here. It looks like you froze for a second. Yeah. Okay. You're good now.
You too. Okay. 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 My name is Ingrid Laubrock. I'm a Brooklyn-based composer and saxophonist, and I'm here to speak to Joe from Neon Jazz.
Perfect. Hey, thank you. I'm glad we hooked up. I appreciate it. Best of luck with the album and everything.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Best.
See ya.